hello. Buenas tardes. How you doing over there?
I'm doing good. It's been a minute.
It
Been a minute.
sure has been a minute. I mean, it's been a while. Um,
Country minute.
right.
Been a country
All
minute.
right. It's been a country minute, and we want to say hello, everybody. And it's been a great day. It's been a great year. It's been a while.
I can't believe how fast 2022 has come, and it's knocking on 23 in a
Wow.
few days.
Wow.
Just
Welcome to the Face of a Hero, guys. It's been a minute. Of course, you guys know who we are. And for those new ones that are just joining us today,
yes,
my name is Eve Gomez, and I'm here to help with whatever solutions we have for the Face of a Hero. And you are my co host.
Augustine Marin.
I was,
Augustine Marin, and
of course,
we've been working on this for a while, and we've had a little time out, but we're
yeah,
back
I would
on
say
air.
7 months.
Yeah, we're
We've
getting
been
ready
in
for
hiatus.
2023. We're going to kick off, starting off fresh, new, um, for 2023, and we want to
Yes,
bring you
yes.
more
We're
to
going
the
more,
state.
more and
Yes,
better. Hey.
absolutely.
Hey! We don't have the rights to this music. But as I always say, we have the rights to listen to it. And of
That's
course,
right.
we created this show because we feel that there's so many heroes out there. And we have had past um, guests on our show. Yes, we've been on hiatus. So much has happened, I was thinking, since we've been on the air. And we're
Yes.
back to being back on Thursdays at 7 p.m., guys. And we're here to bring in heroes. And what is a hero, Agustin?
Well, a hero can be, it can be, let's say, could be different things than that. It can be different titles. But, for us, a face of a hero is first responders. It's a police officer, a fireman. It could be a doctor, it can be a nurse, EMT. It can be a 911 dispatcher because they are facing at, on a phone call. They can be facing death. They can be facing suicide. They can be facing anything that they need to help that person get the help that they need.
Right.
So
And we also had a neonatologist. He's in the baby department, right? The
that's right.
neonatal department. He too was a hero. We also had an ER RN come on as a guest, Sandra.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get bigger and better. And we just want to thank you for joining us back once again. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. And we have our website on the bottom of the screen, as you can see, and also our call-in number. If well, first of all, let me give you a little history, if I may, Agustin. The Face of a Hero was created because of a thought. I was driving on the highway when I was listening to the eulogy of one of the falling officers, and that was it Fryer? What's her name?
Ella French.
French. I'm sorry, forgive me. Yes, Miss Ella French, may she rest in peace. And her mom was reading the eulogy, and it just hit me. And I said, wow, I think we need to bring a show or a platform for our first responders. The Face of a Hero, the first responders is who I thought of first because they don't have a platform out there. Yeah, they have the Bad Boys show, right? What you gonna do?
Correct.
And that's just the police being going after people. And that's the type of shows that we're always looking at, or platforms where they are dispatching a police officer and you can see the officer going to a chase or going to a call or wherever they were being dispatched. Those are the platforms that have been given to police officers, right?
That's from
So,
Hollywood. That's a
yeah,
glamorized version, and not.
exactly. So,
And you don't know what goes. I'm sorry. You don't know what goes on when they go home after the lights and the camera and all.
exactly. So I called Agustin. I said, hey, Agustin, we got a show that we have to put out there. And we're going to call it The Face of a Hero. He went and looked up the website, and Lord and behold, The Face of a Hero was available. Pam, we got this, right?
And
Um,
our minds
so
started working meeting to put
Right?
something
I know,
together.
right? We started meeting, we started talking about what to do. And so here is the platform for the face of a hero. You may know a hero. It could be somebody's dad that did a heroic thing, like the I would love to get a hold of, and maybe we're going to do our best to get a hold of that border patrol officer that ran into that school
That's right.
in Uvalde, Texas, to hear what it was like to be in his shoes. Just like we asked the firefighters or police officers, whether they're in the force or retired, what's it like? Can you tell us what a day looks like? Like when we had the RN, my gosh, she wasn't even into 30 minutes of her day for shift.
She didn't
And
even,
we were like, whoa,
she didn't even she didn't even swipe in her on her time, and she's already being told what's going on.
right. And so this is so that we can, and the reason why this was created was so that we can give them what they've earned, which is called respect. And we've lost respect for our first responders. We lost that empathy for our first responders because why? We often see, and I'm an activist out in the community, so we often see the protest, what do they say? No justice, no peace, racist police, things like that, calling them names, and they're being spat at, and then their cars are being put on fire, and they're turning them upside down. This is the things that we see, and so I have witnessed officers not being respected when they had nothing to do with the riots, when they had nothing
Sit
to do with the
on.
shooting. Yeah. So this is so that we can give them back that respect and empathy because not every officer is the same. The officer that put the knee on George Floyd, not every officer is putting the knee on them, on
Right.
someone else. So this platform is for our first responders, for our heroes. Agustin could be a hero for the youth as a mentor. I could be a hero as a youth for the youth as a mentor as well. But we want to give this platform for our first responders, for our heroes.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so here we are months later, fast forward, we're at the end of the year. We're on back again every Thursday at what time?
8 p.m. Central.
It's not 8, it's not 7, it's 8.
8
It's
p.m.
been
Central.
7 months. I lost track of time.
I know.
Every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Central time.
Central Standard Time. And you guys see our new phone number. We have our new phone number, and that is right there on the screen. 773-809-0106. That's an easy number to remember. Call in and let us know what you thought of our prior shows. They're right there on the YouTube channel. And now we have 3 new platforms. So we're going to be on Agustin's Facebook page, on EVE or mine, Eve Gomez Facebook page, and on our YouTube channel as well, the Face of a Hero YouTube channel, and also on the Face of a Hero Facebook page so that we can actually spread it out for different audiences to watch our show and tell us what you think. You can comment. You're seeing us right now on the social media. You can comment and we'll get back to you and respond. If you have questions, if you believe you have someone that deserves to be on this show, to bring them to that spotlight and let us know what it's like to be in your shoes. If it's you that's watching, or if it's someone that you know that you'd like to bring on our show, contact us or jot down a comment on your social media. If you're watching us on YouTube, comment there. If you're watching us on Facebook, comment there. So I think I'm going to add to my LinkedIn page as well. So we have 4 different platforms to bring our guest, and we already have one guest coming up for the New Year's. Yes. I won't tell you who it is. You're going to have to wait and watch it on the next Thursday after New Year's. So,
and you know who I'd like to bring back? I'd like to bring back our first interviewee, Narelle LaBoy.
Narelle LaBoy.
And he has changed his I'm going to say he has changed his domain. I'm not going to say where he lives, but I'd like to bring him on and see how his life has changed in this past year. And bring in some of our other guests also in there. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited about the new year. I'm excited about the whole new
Yes.
show and the direction that we're taking it. We're going to be reaching out to individuals throughout the whole country. At least that's where my focus is going to be. Reaching out to
Yes.
other first,
Yes.
first. I'm sorry, heroes throughout the country in that, because there are so many. It's not just local, not just local.
No, this is nationwide. This
Yes.
show is nationwide. And of course, we want to give a shout out to those that we have had as guests. You want to mention a few? You mentioned Norel. Who else?
Well, we have another individual is Waldemar Cruz we've had on, and then our nurse. I can't think of her name. What was her name?
That was Miss Sandra, the RN, Sandra Weeks, RN at an emergency unit at a hospital in Chicago. And we also had Dr. Sadish Chandra that was there. And also my friend, retired East Chicago Fire Department, Herbie Cruz. We had him on as well. So shout out to you guys. And we had Brian Bardsley, he was CPD and SWAT team. Mike Medina as well. I mean, we're going to have a lot more. And hopefully, Agustin, we don't go on a hiatus this long, okay?
No, no, we're
Now
not.
we have the beauty of being online in whatever location we may be.
Absolutely.
The show must go on. Guess what? We're going to be here with you and for you every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So stay tuned to next week as well. We have our New Year's guest lined up, and we will be reading your comments and we'll be responding back to you. Or you can call us in at what number?
It's at the bottom there, 773-809-0106. It's an easy number.
It is a very easy number. So, Agustin, tell us a little bit about what you did throughout those 7 months of being a hiatus, and I'll speak on mine as well.
7 months that I've been. Well, during the summer months, one of the things I love to do is I love working with children. I love mentoring. So I took on this position as a multimedia instructor for this organization here called Aspida. And what I did was I had a group of, I think I want to like 10 students. They were high school students from age varied between 16 and 24 was my oldest students. One of the students, the 24-year-old, he was in a wheelchair. So for me, I was supposed to be teaching podcasting, and they didn't have no equipment. And then they wanted me to teach photography. They didn't have no equipment. I says, okay, what can I do with these students? So what I did was I wrote a script, and I wrote a script about a horror movie. I said, let's do a horror movie. Now, mind you, these kids, they had no background, no instruction in multimedia, filmmaking, or anything like that, or even acting. So I created this movie, and what I did was we wrote the script, and our classes used to be 4-hour days. So what I did was, again, wrote the script. Out of the 10 students, I picked out who was going to be, what part they were going to be, and playing the parts. But anyways, we ended up filming this movie, and we ended up showcasing it at it was at a summit at one of the college here in front of 300 students from all over the city, and it was a hit. It was a hit.
Nice.
So from there, I ended up taking a full-time position at the organization, and I'm not a desk person. I don't like sitting in front of
the two of us. Get me away.
So I actually just resigned last Wednesday, and it was like the best thing that ever happened to me, because again, I was tied to a desk, and it kind of hindered my creativity and doing what I wanted to do. So that's where I'm at with it, and now I'm back here.
You're back.
I'm back, and I'm telling you, working in a desk job for me, it just left me mentally drained. It was like I come home and I just want to chill. I want to wind down, and And that was the whole thing with it. I was like, no, I can't. This isn't for me. So
Well, for those of you that are watching, you're watching The Face of a Hero, and I had been knocking on Augustine's door and says, "Are you coming back? Are you coming back?"
yeah,
And we are back, guys. We're back full force, and we want to thank you for continuing to support us. We will have sponsors. So if you would like to sponsor our show, by all means, we're going to promote you. If you own a business, why not promote your small business and sponsor our show? You know, sponsored by Ethereal Lifestyle Magazine. That'd be the first sponsor. It's my magazine. And so just as you've been busy, Agustine, so have I. You know, I do quite a few things in the community, sit on several boards. I'm dealing with education as well. And it's something that we both have in common is the love for our youth, for
yes,
things for them to do, to get out of trouble, stay out of trouble, stay out of the streets. And so education, I consider myself an educator by default, sitting on school boards and more than anything, getting involved in the community with the legislators, politicians, community leaders, healthcare CEOs, and things like that. And so, is a constant move and see what's needed. I'm an interpreter by trade. I'm a professional interpreter, but I own my own magazine as well, and I'm a life insurance agent, credit restoration referral agent as well, and it all revolves around helping people. I'm all about solutions, right?
absolutely.
And that's what we know. Many people love talking about the problem. Why? You're wasting time, right? So let's talk about solutions, and we're going to bring people here that are part of solutions. I mean, what what would we do? And I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Agustin, wasn't not too long ago where was it police stopped running to dispatching places if they were dispatched to a place, or was it the ambulance, the EMTs that said we're not going?
I was the police because now they have their hands tied, and if they do, now they can get sued even more. And it's like they're trying to do their job. They're trying to, even if, let's say Chicago. I live in Chicago, and we have all of these crimes that are not being, our criminals are not being, oh, how can I say, they're not being accountable for what they're doing. So they know that our laws here have changed, that they're going to get away with it. So
So you're
they're
saying
not
they
going
become more lenient?
to lenient. They can't. The police here cannot touch them. So we
Wow.
have carjackings. We have, just this past
Wow.
weekend, we've had like, no, I think it was just the last couple of days I've read that we've had 3 robberies in the Gold Coast area within hours. And that neighborhood was untouched before, but now they know they can go in there, they can rob people. And
Wow.
this is while with guns. This is with guns. And it has nothing to do with law-abiding citizens. These are criminals. They don't adhere to the laws. They don't care about the laws. They don't respect the laws. So they don't care. They know they're going to get out on an eyeball.
So therefore, is the crime in Chicago increasing? And that's what we
Yes,
want to hear from the officers. We're going to bring back some more officers from CPD, from the state. We're bringing some officers from the state of different states, not
absolutely.
state police, because
Because
we want to know the do's and the don'ts. So what can you do? What shouldn't you do? What rights you have to do, or rights you don't have? And a lot of abiding citizens don't know that they have rights. And so we want to hear from the police as well. We want to hear from community leaders as well. They're heroes too. They're out there risking their lives. There's a was it something the Barrett? There's a group, a non for profit, that are out there policing in the community. Something
I know who
Barrett,
you're talking about.
um, South Chicago, South Side, Southeast Side. Oh my gosh, what are they called? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know. And they
Um,
haven't been around in Chicago because since the
um,
criminals are carrying guns, these these citizens that are out there helping out, they can't do nothing. They're afraid. They're the ones that can possibly end up getting hurt themselves. But again, we're talking about, there's so much going on, that there's so much pressure on the police department. Just this past week, within the last couple of weeks, we've had 3 police officer suicide.
oh, wow.
We've had this one, I just pulled this up in it. It says her name was Elena Bilyarska. I apologize if I pronounced her name wrong, but she was one of 3 officers from the Chicago Police Department who took their lives over the past 10 days.
Oh,
Past 10 days. She was a 5-year veteran at the Chicago Police Department and been assigned as a tactical officer in the 1st District. And then again, it's like you have all of this pressure on them that they're committing suicide, but that's 3 within the last 10 days. And these are police officers that are on duty.
Yeah, and this was just reported December 22nd, not too long ago. As you said, 3rd officer this week dies by apparent suicide, and that is so sad. And my condolences to them. The officer was 51 years old, Agustin, and it lived in the 8th district. He died in his home in the Chicagoland district on the southwest side. And of course, the investigation is ongoing. But a female officer in her 30s was also found dead in her home, apparent to suicide Tuesday morning, as you mentioned. The female officer had been on the force 5 years. She was still new and had been working as a tactical officer in the 1st District downtown CPD, previously said. And then on December 15, a 58-year-old female officer was found dead in the 5800 block of Northwest Highway, also a result of apparent suicide.
These are females now.
Females
now. It was males before, but now it's females.
The men and women of the Chicago Police Department are everyday heroes who serve and protect with great honor and courage. But as you said, Agustin, their hands are tied. Laws are changing in Chicago. Therefore, I think that is the reason why crime is increasing. What was it, Wesley Snipes? They call it Chirac.
Yep.
I have yet to see that movie. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't.
I'm going to, and then we can talk about that on our show, and we can have the audience also comment and engage with us, if you will. And then this is horrific. Those recent tragedies that people are facing. It's been devastated for the families, for their loved ones, especially around this time.
Oh, absolutely. Holidays, and that's when
the hardest time it hits.
I'm trying to find out. Well, I'm not sure, but I'm just curious to find out what caused her to commit suicide.
Which one?
I'm sorry, this Alena Bilyarska, the one that she's a 5-year veteran. She's the latest one. This was the last couple days. But I'm just. I just saw something, and I saw a meme on Facebook, and it showed 4 smiling faces, and it was these well-known movie stars. And the one that comes to mind is he was the famous chef. I forgot his name of that, but they're all smiling and everything. They said, this is the face of a suicide person. It's not sad and everything, depressed. They're depressed inside, but on the outside, you think that they're happy. That's the whole thing. It's they're showing, it's like Robin Williams.
They're hurting. Exactly.
Williams.
Exactly.
It's like you got him. It's like he's on top of the world and everything, makes everybody laugh, but inside, what's going on? And that's why
it's sad. And we're going to find out what, if they already know, we'll find out what was the cause of right now, what we're seeing starting pandemic 2020, depression rose. The number of cases of depression, doctors committed suicide, nurses committing suicide, and there are heroes too.
Absolutely.
And now we have police officers. Not too long ago this year, a young police officer in his 30s committed suicide on the highway. And it's like, they say, check on the strong. Check on the strong. That's who we need to check on. Because they put a front, they put a facade, and everything is okay.
Absolutely.
Tell you, I'm good. Make sure you sit down and let them know, I'm here. in case you don't feel like you can talk to anybody. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm
I
here to
just
listen.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just read that they created a national suicide number, and it's almost like 911, but it's I forgot the numbers. I was going to write it down. I'll have it on
It's
the
two
next show,
digits. I think 818.
something like that.
It's 988.
988. There you go.
Yeah, 988 suicide and crisis line. If you feel like you have no one to talk to, there's always someone to talk to. But most of all, they just need someone to hear them, right?
Absolutely.
You can call or text 988 or text talk to 741741. If you're in a crisis, call or text 988 or text talk to 741741. And the statistics are gradually growing. This is just in the 2020, because obviously they haven't updated these numbers. 1.20 million suicide attempts. And that's not counting these last 2 years. Can you
Correct.
imagine how many more? Because of pandemic, a lot more has happened. And 45,979 Americans died by suicide in 2020. We're not counting these last 2 years.
And especially now.
And suicide is the 12th leading cause of death in the US. If not, it may have gone up.
Yeah.
Sad.
And I can only imagine what the New Year's. You know how everybody they get depressed and New Year's Eve to New Year's Day.
Yeah.
It's some people just don't realize how, let's say, how fortunate they are. And I've always say that, me, I don't take life for granted, and I've always felt that, I'm fortunate. And even with mentoring the kids, I have 2 boys that I had them in my class, and I said, I'm adopting you as my sons. They both live in a home, in a foster home, in a center, and who I've been in contact with is their counselor. And I told him, I says, these boys they're such great kids in that. And we had them in this one program. It's a leadership program.
Mm-hmm.
And since I've left the position, I told him, this is Augustine, why are you leaving and this and that? I says, hey, look, I'm only a phone call away. This is my number. If you need anything, reach out to me. But I said, I have other things going on in my life. I want you a part of it. I want you a part of it. And that's the whole thing.
That's good. Our kids are screaming out for help in the worst ways. They're acting out. They're reacting to what they know, people. And listen to this. How many suicides per day, Agustin? Every day, approximately 125 Americans die by suicide. There is one suicide death in U.S. every 11.5 minutes. And suicide is now the 3rd leading cause of death for 15 to 24-year-olds.
15 to 24-year-olds. Wow.
Yeah.
See? Especially
the highest suicide rate, it says here, I don't know how updated this is, on November 8th, 2022. Adults over the age of 45, male. Middle-aged people, especially men, have the highest rate of suicide compared to other groups. 80% of all deaths by suicide in the U.S. are among men and women aged 45 to 54. Wow. And yes, it has increased. For males, the age-adjusted suicide rate increased 3% from 2020 to 22.0 per 100,000 to 2021. Still not counting 2022.
Right. That's because the pressure is on us. We're supposed to be the providers. We're supposed to be the rock of the home. And a lot of them losing their jobs. The sites are downsizing, all of the above. So that puts a lot of pressure on.
It does. Listen to this. What is the number one leading cause of suicide? According to Kevin Caruso at suicide.org, untreated depression is the number one cause of suicide.
Untreated depression.
That means many people go with depression without seeking help.
Correct.
It's unfortunate. I have heard from people I know personally that they're depressed and they have gone, or they have a child, they've gone to therapy, they've taken medication, and they're still depressed. To me, I'm a godly person, I'm a believer, and I will say this publicly, I'm not ashamed of it, but you seek a higher being, God, for me, and that is my savior. That's who's keeping me going. But depression is the leading cause of suicide.
Yeah.
It's a
I think,
mental condition, right? We have mental illness and mental health. There's two different things. And we're going to bring some mental health people because they too are heroes on our
yes.
show, and bring solutions, bring about what can people do or should do to help yourself and to help others. Reach out and talk to someone. Sometimes people just want to be heard.
Yes.
They want
And
to
you
just
know,
vent, no?
sometimes it's even better talking to a stranger than to talk to a friend or a family member. I've heard this before. And you know, sometimes you open up thinking, oh, I'm not going to see them again, but you can really open up. And sometimes that opening up, just to get it off of your chest, it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good in that. But I'm not saying to talk to a stranger, but I'm just
No,
saying it's like that's why people go talk to psychologists, because they are strangers and they're not going to be opinionated like family
or
members.
judgmental, right? Or they're not going to run across and tell their compadres, tell their neighbors or their family members,
Exactly.
did you know that this and this happened? They can't trust a family member. I have had, and maybe it's happened to you too, Tino, I have had children, teenagers talk to me instead of going with their moms and
Oh,
dads.
absolutely.
It's
Same
because
thing
they
with
don't
me.
have that open communication.
And
We
as an adult, you and I know we're both objective. We're not going to voice our opinion one way. Sometimes they just want to address the problem, and we can give them solutions, but we don't tell them what to do. And sometimes they just want to, again, just talk. They just want to talk. They don't want you to tell them yes or no. They just want to talk. And you kind of like let them make up their own mind on things. And that's the way I am with them. You know, I figured them out, you know, like, oh man, I've been around youth for about 13 years. I know you've been around them longer than I have, but I've been mentoring for 13 years, and I'm hearing it. Sometimes they just want to talk because they're not getting that support at home.
Well, sometimes I would say it's hard to get the support at home because their parents also need help.
Oh no,
They're on
absolutely.
drugs,
That's what I'm saying.
they're alcoholics, they have their own demons to fight and battle with, that they too need help. So, it's a generational cycle. It just continues, right? It goes from
Correct. Yeah.
grandparent to parent
Oh
to
yeah.
child to grandchild. And so we need to stop that cycle, because otherwise we're going to continue these numbers to rise. And the rate's gone up because of underdiagnosis of mental health conditions, structural barriers to care, stereotypes, discrimination associated with poor mental health, racism at its best, disparities of the use of mental health services. A lot of Latinos don't know about these health services. First
No,
of
they
all,
don't.
that stereotypical thing about the stigma. Oh, I'm not crazy. I don't need to talk to a shrink. I don't need to talk to a doctor. I'm not
Oh yeah.
crazy. We need to get that stigma off of our mind, off of our vocabulary, off of our thoughts, that you don't need to be crazy to go get into some therapy, you know?
Yeah. I know a few people that I've talked to about seeking some therapy, and they says, I don't need to talk. I'm fine. I said, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But on another note, did you know that October 28th is National First Responder Date? They
October?
created October 28th. They just created this year. It's National First
I'm glad.
Responder Day.
I'm
So,
glad.
yes.
I'm glad. So we're going to celebrate that come this October, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
That's good.
absolutely.
So,
So
folks, you see why it's important to have this show. I'm sorry, Tino, Agustin. Why it's important to have this, because this is a platform for our face of a hero, our heroes, not just
yes,
first responders, our heroes to come and tell us, hey, this is what has happened. This is what we can do to help. Just listening in our past guests that we've had, we've learned a lot. I mean, I've learned a lot.
we did, we did. I have also. You
You
know what
know,
I like? Speaking of heroes, and this is one of the things I like to do is we got some teenagers out there that are heroes that I like to hear. And
Yep.
it might be from it saving somebody's life, calling 911, uh, performing CPR on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our heroes are many, far and wide.
Yes. Yes. They
So
don't have to be adults only. You're
yeah,
absolutely right.
I want
Um,
to. I like to
let's
bring.
talk to them.
I like to bring some guests on, or some heroes, I should say, that are young
Hmm.
teenagers that have. And if you know anybody, if you've experienced anybody in your community, have them call in. Have them
Yeah.
call in. Have them look on our website. We'd like to bring them on. We'd like to bring them on. Talk. I want to hear their story. I want
Yeah.
to hear. We want to hear their story.
We want to hear the story, and you see the number right there on our screen to call in and let us know you have a child, or you know of a student that has gone above and beyond to help someone else out, to help the elderly. There's a lot of youth that have principles and that have integrity and respect for the elderly. We have a lot that don't, but we know some heroes, Augustine, are the ones that actually become friends with those that have been bullied and are
Exactly.
there to defend them, to stand up for them, and be their voice or help them get stronger. Not to say to fight the bully back. I didn't fight the bullies back when I was bullied as a kid. I actually became friends with them because I stood up to them. But that was me. I'm just a little feisty girl, feisty hot Latina.
That's
I wasn't
right.
going to fight them back, you know. But I will say that bullies of all ages, teachers can be bullies, employers can be bullies. Hello, Tino, you know that, right? Okay, your employer, your boss can be a bully. Yes, they're
Yes, but
victims of their circumstances as well. They're victims of circumstances. They're going through stuff, and this is their way of reacting of whatever's happening in their personal life or professional life. So they go out there and prey on others so that they can feel better and not feel so bad and lonely and depressed. It happens.
oh yeah, they want to be a boss by intimidation and fear.
Yeah, and manipulate.
Intimidation, fear. It's basically same thing that these students are in high school.
Mm-hmm,
Intimidation, fear, and again, as you had said, it can lead into adulthood.
mm-hmm.
So they were bullies. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. They were possible bullies when they were young, and they took it into the work. But with me, I don't. I bark back. I bark. And even in high school, I had
Watch
a
out.
friend.
Watch out for Agustin.
Yeah, even in high school, I defended a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. He was smaller than me and everything, and there was this one guy I'll never forget. It was he was being bullied from this kid bigger than us in what do you call it, study hall, and I defended him, and the three of us ended up getting a week suspension from it because I went and challenged this bully, and but that's what I stand up for what I believe is right, even if I have to stand alone. Even if I have to stand alone, I will
That's
be.
okay. And that's okay to stand alone. And that's someone that may needed to have heard this. It's okay to stand alone. We are meant to stick out and not fit in. And if
Exactly.
someone that was here, that is here listening to us right now, it's best to stick out because we're all unique. We're all made in God's perfect image, and Stick out. Be different. I'm a radical. I could be strange, and I'm okay to be strange, to be different. I'm okay. Because that leads to depression when you're trying to fit in, especially our youth try to fit in.
You can't grow that way. You can't. Your mind is stuck. Your mind is just, you know, instead of being fighting for your fighting for what you believe in. And that's the thing for me. I will fight for what I believe in, even if, again, even if I have to be alone in that. I don't care. I'd rather believe in what I believe is. Let's say, I'm just going to say, if I believe in something and 100 people don't, I'll go against the grain because this is what I believe in. It's like you have people that don't believe in religion, they don't believe in it, and if you believe in something, stay with it. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow the crowd. But I'm not saying if it's bad, if it's wrong, that's something
Well,
different.
so long as what you believe in is not there to hurt you or others,
Oh,
because we could believe in some evil stuff and you're hurting yourself and you're hurting others. So just
correct.
wanted to put that out there,
Yes,
as long as
that's good. I'm
what
glad
you
you said.
believe in is there to help you and not hurt you, the same, not hurt anyone else. So um, we're almost towards the end of our show. We weren't sure how long we were going to be on, but we just wanted to recap on some things
That's right.
here, because some of you are not new to the show, but some have been wondering, where are you? Where you been? And here we are. We're back to wish all of you a happy new year. So, do you have? I don't do resolutions, but do you? I was thinking. Do you have any goals? Anything that you're going to plan on doing into
I
the
do.
new 2023? Have it. Tell us.
I do. But I'm not going to say anything right now.
Oh, okay.
As it as
So
it
next year then.
develops, I will start talking about it because what I'm working on right now, I'm really passionate about. And as soon as I get things up and running, I will definitely start talking about it more and more and more because it has to do with helping out our future generation, and that's the whole thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
you'll like it. You'll be
Everybody
surprised.
needs help. Everybody
Yeah,
needs help. We can't do everything or anything alone. Most of us want to scream out, we're independent. We need to be not, I won't say codependent, but we need each other.
we do.
Interdependent is what we need to be. We need
Yes,
each other. There's no I in team, there's no I in us or we. As they say, teamwork makes the dream work.
and
And
there is no. I'm going to say there's no billionaires being independent. They have a team. You have to have a network. You have to have mentors. You
exactly,
need that support. You cannot make things. You
exactly.
can't make things happen on your own. You
Nope.
need people to support you. You need
And,
help.
hey, and you need help from the higher being, because you really can't do it on your own, okay?
Exactly.
Not by
Exactly.
yourself. And you're not alone, people. No one is out there alone. You may be by yourself, but you're not alone. I'll tell you that much. And so we got new guests coming up in the year 2023. We got great things happening, both professionally and personally. For me, I'm launching a Spanish magazine in the beginning of 2023. It's going to be a different magazine completely than the English Ethereal Lifestyle magazine. I brought back my show, Real Talk, right? And my show, Real Talk with Evie. Money, money, money. No, my show, Real Talk with EVE. I brought it back from the TV to a different platforms here as well. And I'm all about solutions. And so you're going to continue to learn more about myself and about my wonderful, awesome co-host here, friend and brother, Agustin Marron or Marin. And so we're looking forward to a great 2023. I think so. Who you pointing at? Oh, you pointing
You,
at
my
you?
sister.
You're pointing at you? I'm pointing at you.
I'm pointing at
um,
my sister.
I'm pointing at my brother from
That's
another
right.
mother, aquí, Agustin. And so we both speak Spanish. I'm predominantly Spanish speaking. That's my first language. So from time to time, we may throw out some Spanglish words.
Spanglish. Spanglish.
Some Spanglish word or Spanish Español Inglés. So I hope that you've enjoyed our show. Go back to the YouTube channel and check out the
Yeah.
previous shows, and that way you know what we're all about. And we thank you for your comments. We're going to reach back to you and respond to you, whether it's personally through LinkedIn or through Facebook or YouTube. But either Agustin or myself will respond to you. We encourage others to watch the show and call in, right? And what's the number again?
It's right at the bottom. 773-809-0106. Call us. I want to hear from you.
Right.
And because this is an intro to 2023, I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy and prosperous new year. We will be coming out with more that you will like. And I'm back.
And he's back. I wasn't going to do the show without my co-host, my partner right here. I was not going to. Even if I had to wait, that's okay, because teamwork makes the dream work. And so this show is created for both of us to come on and bring you whatever is out in the community, in the region, in the state, in the county, in the country, for solutions and to let our heroes shine. This platform is for them and about them. Let the heroes shine. Right? And what's our website, Agustin?
I'm sorry?
What's the website?
faceofahero.com.
And what's our YouTube channel?
The Face of a Hero.
The Face of a Hero.
It's all the Face of a Hero.
The Face of a Hero. And it was just blessed to have had that website available. How about that? Bad boys. What we're gonna do? We're not bad people, but I'm bad to the bone. Remember that song? Bad to the bone.
You're going way back, girl.
Telling you. It's 47 minutes after the hour, and we're gonna come on every Thursday at what time, Tino? Agustin. I love my brother, so I call him by his nickname. So no disrespect to you.
Only you.
Only you. Okay, I don't sing. Let me stop. So we want to wish you all a happy new year. Cheers to you. I got my tea going on in here. Cheers to you all. Be safe out there.
Absolutely.
Drink responsibly. We're going to bring some officers. We're going to talk about the cases that they have had with some drunk people and see the funny things that they had to go through.
Well, not only that, then the trauma that ends up in the emergency room from the DUIs.
Let me tell you. And then I brought in on my other show, a probation officer. He's my co-host on our radio show. And we talked about what probation officers do and how to avoid being in the system. He's got he calls them customers. He's got recurring customers where they just don't get it. DUI after DUI after DUI. And they have been left and right in cases in different counties, different states, because they just don't want to leave that bottle alone. That too is also a problem. So we have to be smart. And into this new year, if you're celebrating New Year's Eve, let someone else drive. Uber it. Uber your way home. Save yourself and others. Save your life. Yeah. Or you know what? Leave your keys there and don't drive. And if you are that good friend, kudos to you to not let your friend or family member drive if they've had more than a drink. It doesn't take much to be 0.08. I think I don't know about Illinois, the legal, the level for drinking, 0.08. And that's pretty much not much. One drink.
I'm blessed. I don't drink, so I don't.
Me either. Mira, aquí está mi té. Here's my tea. So,
but I have to watch out for those others.
We have to be vigilant. We have to watch out for those. And I have seen them on the highway, the way they drive. It's like, oh my goodness, this is suicide. Driving crazy on the road. Yep. So drink responsibly, guys. And we only say this because we care. Let's be smart. Let's save some money. Cops don't need it. The government doesn't need your money because you have court costs, fees of the yang if you get caught drinking and driving. Then you're without a license, you're without a car, your car can get impounded, and there's more money to take your car out of the pound. Be smart,
Absolutely.
be wise, right? So
Yep.
any last minute word you want to tell our audience, Agustin? We have a few minutes left.
I just want to say again, Happy New Year. I wish you a healthy and prosperous New Year. We will have more that you will be excited about. We will bring in you more to the show that you will be excited about. And again, call us. Call us. Okay?
Yes. And
Those are
one
my
more
last
time,
words. I'm
the
done.
phone number is 773-809-0106. So we want to thank you for joining us once again. We'll be back next Thursday after New Year's and see what's going on or not going on. Of course, we're going to have an awesome guest coming up as well here on The Face of a Hero. Till next time, feliz año nuevo, un próspero año nuevo para todos ustedes, and maybe a prosperous new year. I think it's going to be prosperous for me. What do you think, Agustin?
Yes.
It's going to be, right?
It will be. It will be.
And so too. With that, nos vemos. We'll see you next time. Catch us here.
Good night.
Good night.